skeleton and bones. So Aries, that's what I saw when I picked up the energy behind your cards, is I saw fish bones specifically, but it was more like highlighting the skeletal structure. And then I saw a shoulder bone. So maybe you guys have like shoulder issues, or maybe you guys have spinal problems, or problems with your posture having to do with your spine, your shoulder, the alignment of your bones. That is the theme for your week. And then let's look at the card on the table. We've got Four of Swords. Could have to do with how you sleep, okay? Could have to do, if you have shoulder problems, it could very well have to do with how you sleep at night. Just look, there's a guy sleeping on this card here. Let's see what other cards there are on the top here. Ace of Cups and the Five of Cups reversed. Okay, so this might be something you've taken medication for in the past. So Ace of Cups could be a tonic, like a cup of medicine, right? Something that makes you feel better. Now, it comes and goes. It makes you feel better temporarily. That's Five of Cups reversed. It like ameliorates the problem. It doesn't ever cure it. Curing it wouldn't be the Five of Cups at all. I mean, it's better that it's not right side up, but the fact that it's on the table at all means that the problem isn't really solved. Let's see what the next couple cards are. Yeah, you know, it's like maybe you've tried other people's opinions. Maybe you've tried different tonics, different medications. Nothing ever really ultimately solves the problem. Ten of Swords. The problem, it's like no matter what you take, it doesn't actually cure the skeletal problem. The problem that, again, this has to do with either your spine, your alignment, like your posture, your skeletal structure in some way. But whatever it is, you've been taking either painkillers or maybe like just like putting oil on it or something. Maybe you've just tried different strategies on how to deal with it, but nothing ever ultimately solves the problem. On the bottom, we have the Star card. Ah, man, it's kind of like saying the Star card is such a complex card. This is something that's a big theme for your life, where it's like there's a very good reason why you have these skeletal problems, and they will be solved eventually. But the Star card is a futuristic card, and it's not simple. It's not an easy card. It's like it may take twists and turns before you both figure out what the problem is, get to the root of the problem. Maybe even it just takes time to fix the problem, like posture. If you have back pain because of your posture, that's not like a one-day fix. That's like you have to work on your posture for years, right? Let's see what we get out of the Oracle cards. Anything else here for my Aries signs regarding the spread, regarding the spine, skeletons, shoulder bones, or resting, and the way that maybe the position, the way that we rest. You know, it doesn't even have to be like sleeping rest, right? Just the way you sit. And that addresses your posture, the way that you rest, even when you're not sleeping. So again, it really is just bringing back to posture. Let's see what we get. Okay, that's just slid right out. So we've got the Hourglass coming out here. I'm gonna need more cards in the Hourglass. Okay, so the Hourglass, I think, is actually addressing Aquarius. Aquarius is the specialist. So maybe you're waiting to see a specialist for this health issue. Like, you know, if it is a shoulder problem, then you're waiting to see like a tendon specialist or whatever, like a muscle specialist. And maybe you're on some sort of waiting list. Maybe the appointment is like months away, and that's why the Hourglass is showing up. So there's an element of time with regards to this issue, the spinal issue. We're gonna call it a spinal issue, whatever it is. And then look at the Volcano. It's like either it's going to be solved then, or it's coming to a head. It's like I feel like it's only getting worse. Maybe you can't wait until this date. Let's see what else there is. Yeah, you just feel like there's nothing you can do until the date. You're like, all I can do, Pisces is kind of like, you're like, well, I can only go with the flow. And then the Wizard's Tower is the future, maybe even the date on the calendar, that's in the future, the point which we get to see the specialist about this. So you're treating the situation like you don't really have power over it. Now, that might be a falsehood. You guys might very well have power over it because, again, it's tied to the way you rest, I think, or at least the problem is related to that somehow. The way that your body rests while you're sitting, standing even, it's either your posture, your sleeping habits, something like that. Yeah, and it's solvable. The King. This is something that you can actually solve on your own, I think. We're going to pull advice right now and find out for sure, but I think this is something you can solve on your own without waiting for this specialist, without just being like, there's nothing I can do until X. Let's see what we get for advice from the tarot. Any advice regarding the spread for Aries? Any advice regarding spread, please? Any advice? Yeah, okay, so I mean the advice, the problem really is, here's the root of the problem. 8 of Cups, 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups is confusion. It's almost like trial and error is inevitable. It's almost like the situation, it's inevitable that you would be confused as you try to figure out. It's almost like there's no shortcut to the answer. There is no shortcut to the answer. And so investigation is just a part of life for you, okay? And investigating this issue, trying to figure out, it's like a long-term part of your life. And once you figure it out, maybe you will feel better without needing the tonic or without needing to wait for a specialist. So let's look at the other cards. We've got Page of Swords, the Star, and the Two of Wands. Again, the Star's showing up because it's saying this is going to take a long time for you to fix or figure out. Two of Wands is you trying different things. Trying different things and seeing what works and what doesn't, but there's an element of you trying. There's an element of trying here. We've got the last couple cards, Page of Wands and Knight of Pentacles. That's you actually taking some measure of charge over this issue and taking a practical approach, like try sleeping in a different position. Try having better posture by focusing on it, like literally focusing on it, holding your body at a a rigid posture. And because there are things you can do. There are things you can do, and in fact, you're gonna reach a point where that's the only thing you can do because you've tried the doctor, you've tried the medication, you've tried everything except just strategies, basic practical strategies. That's the other thing about a Knight of Pentacles, basic practical strategies like changing your position, how you sleep. It's how you sit there. Knight of Pentacles is sitting on his horse. And then Page of Wands might be how you do things because that's action. So changing the position, how you lift something. It's like lift, what do they say? Lift with your legs. Don't lift with your back, right? So it's that sort of a thing here. And these things are at the root of the problem. You're never gonna figure it out until you start trying different things and seeing what works, taking some measure of responsibility for this issue rather than, again, putting it on someone else or something else as being the fixer-upper. You know, the fixer-upper or the answer. It's like you have the answer. It's in your habits. It's in something that you're doing or something that you, in the way that you are, in the way that you hold yourself, perhaps. Okay, let me just pull one more card. I don't like how I ended that. It felt really like preachy. Let's see if we got anything else. Anything else here for Aries? Any other cards for Aries to end on a positive note? Okay. Well, I didn't want to end on a positive note. In fact, the cards are kind of like saying, it's almost like exercising the little muscles sometimes, because the Nine of Swords is like, it is nerve endings. It's like tendons. It's like the little things that kind of go eek, kind of like that eek your nervous system. And Nine of Swords stands for a lot of things, but that's how I'm reading it here, especially next to the Knight of Wands. It's like strengthening the little muscles, the small muscles, gives your body greater stability, takes the weight and like the strain off of whatever the problem is. The spine, perhaps, right? So if you strengthen the small muscles, the supporting muscles, it takes the pressure off of whatever your health problem is with regards to your skeletal structure. And this requires a small amount of exercise, and it's like continuous, you know? Like all the time do this, and it will strengthen those muscles, and it will gradually take the pressure off and reduce the problem. Wow. All right. You know, that actually is kind of positive. On the bottom, we have Page of Pentacles. Very physical. Your whole reading is very physical. It's about the physical body, and you can do it. I mean, you guys can do this. Four of Wands, you can be successful and fix what's wrong with your physical body. It does require a measure of like physical awareness and getting kind of down and dirty, you know, like really thinking about like the body-mind connection. The body-mind connection and how your muscles feel, and strengthening the places that don't feel like they are weak, you know? And it doesn't even require like a hell of a lot of work. It just requires like a mind-body connection and a small amount of attention, maybe a small amount of exercise. But this almost feels like physical therapy more than exercise, but on like a habitual level, like in life. Apply physical therapy, like posture, you know? That's physical therapy. And that's what's going to lead you to success. Okay, Aries, that is your reading. I've rambled enough. Thank you guys for being here. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to follow the channel, subscribe, and check out Patreon. Link should be below. I will see you guys next time.